In this tutorial, we'll see how to create a contact list in inTouch. Once logged in, click on Lists in the left-hand menu. To create a new list, click Create and select Real List. Enter the name, category, sender, email, and permission reminder, then fill in the general information and click Save. Now let's configure the list fields such as email, phone number, and consent. You can choose to make them required or visible, or add new fields as needed. Next, we create a subscription form. You can choose between an embedded form for your website or a customized landing page. If you go with the first option, click Create New to generate the HTML code. Enter the form name, customize fields, design, and message, then export the code. If you choose the landing page option, set the color, upload the logo, and add a title and description. At the bottom, you'll find the URL to view and share the page. To import contacts, click on Import Contacts and follow 3 steps. In the first, upload a CSV file with your contacts. If some data is missing, you can add a default prefix for phone numbers, VAT numbers, or tax codes. Make sure to check the box authorizing communication. Without it, you won't be able to proceed. In the second step, you'll see the columns from your uploaded file. Map each column to the corresponding list field. Finally, review all the information, make sure the fields are matched correctly, and complete the import. Once imported, you can manage your contacts, add a single one, clean email addresses, duplicate the list, export data, or set up an autoresponder. By clicking the 3 dots next to an individual contact, you can unsubscribe the email address, disable the phone number, or delete it entirely using the red trash icon. From the main screen, you can duplicate or delete a list, or access the unsubscribe list. In the same screen, you can also create a virtual list, a filtered segment of a real one, by entering the data, selecting the source list, and setting your criteria. If a list is frozen, it means it contains temporarily suspended contacts. In that case, please contact our support team. In this tutorial, we'll walk through how to create an SMS campaign inside the inTouch platform. Once logged in, you'll land on the main dashboard. From the menu on the left, click on Campaigns, then select the SMS RCS section. Here you can view all the campaigns that have already been created. In the top left, there's a light bulb icon. Clicking it opens a handy infographic with step-by-step instructions on how to create a new campaign. To get started, click the Create button. A new screen will open, divided into 3 steps: Settings and Content, Recipients and Priority, and finally, Campaign Summary. In the first step, enter the campaign name, select the gateway and sender, then write your message. You can include up to 160 characters and add elements like opt-out links, landing pages, SMS templates, tracked links, and dynamic fields. Once that's done, move on to selecting your recipients. You can choose a list already uploaded to the platform, define a specific range, or manually add individual contacts. Finally, we arrive at the summary. Here you can review all your campaign settings, check estimated costs, and decide whether to send it immediately or schedule it for later. If you choose to schedule it, the message will be sent automatically at the chosen time, no further action needed. And if you enable the notification option, you'll receive an alert once the send is complete. In this tutorial, we'll walk through how to create an SMS advertising campaign using the inTouch platform. Once you access the advertising section of the campaign area, you'll see this interface. At any time, you can click the light bulb icon to open the Help section, where you'll find detailed instructions for each step of the process. To get started, simply click the Create button. The first step is selecting your target audience. Enter the campaign name, then choose the gender and age range of your audience. You can define the geographic area by clicking directly on the map, selecting by postal code, or choosing from the list of provinces. Once your targeting parameters are set, you can calculate the number of recipients and move on. In the second step, you'll configure the settings and message content. Select the gateway and sender name, then write your message. You can also include a hashtag, if it fits your communication strategy. Next comes the Recipients and Budget section. Here, you'll define the number of recipients based on the previous selection. You can also set priorities, add tracking numbers, and include operational notes. Finally, you'll reach the Summary and Send screen. This is where you'll review all campaign settings, message content, estimated costs, recipients, and priorities. At this point, you can choose to send the campaign immediately or schedule it for later. In this tutorial, we'll walk through how to create an email campaign within the inTouch platform. After logging in, you'll land on the main dashboard. From the menu on the left, click on Campaigns and then select the Email section. Here, you can view all previously created campaigns. At the top left, you'll find a light bulb icon. Clicking it opens a helpful infographic with step-by-step instructions for creating a new campaign. To get started, click the Create button. A new screen opens, divided into 3 stages: Settings, Email Content, and Final Summary. In the first stage, you'll enter the name of the campaign, select a recipient list that's already been uploaded to the platform, set an optional delivery window, and define sender details such as name, email, and reply to information. Once that's done, move on to the next step, where you can choose how to build your email. You can start from a saved template, create one from scratch using the drag-and-drop editor, the HTML editor, or the block editor, or choose from predefined templates or past campaigns. After making your selection, you can edit the content and layout of the email. Add a subject line and, optionally, a preview text. Then move on to customizing the layout, adding elements like text, images, buttons, social media icons, and dividers. Each section can be finely adjusted, even at individual layer level, to achieve the desired result. Once the email is ready, you can save the layout as a template and send test emails up to 3 contacts at a time to check how everything looks. Finally, you'll arrive at the summary stage. Here, you can review all the campaign settings, the selected recipients, and the email content. At this point, you can choose to send the campaign immediately or schedule it for later. In this tutorial, we'll see how to use the KBricks editor in inTouch. Once you've logged in, open the menu on the left and select Creativity, then Email. Click on the Block Editor Template, KBricks section. A screen will open where you can choose your template structure. Once selected, you can edit it. First, enter a name and, if you like, assign a category. To edit the main settings, click the Dedicated button. Clicking on Structure lets you add rows and columns by dragging the icons into the template. In the Bricks section, you'll find all the elements you can insert into the template, also by dragging them in. You can add text boxes, images, dividers, buttons, social media icons, links to view the newsletter online, preference update options, company info, icon buttons for phone, email, and location, and even a map. Once you've inserted an element, click the pencil icon to edit the text. To access customization options, click the gear icon. To upload an image, open the layout options and click Replace. This opens the media area. Click Upload Media and choose whether to drag the image in or search for it on your device. Once uploaded to the media area, click the image to view the options, then click Insert Media to insert it into your template. Each element added to the template can be edited and customized. Once you've finished editing, you can preview your email, download the HTML, send a test, or open the preview in a browser. To send a test, enter the email addresses you want to send it to. Then choose to either save or save and exit. If you select Save and Exit, a window will open asking whether to view your templates or use the one you just created to launch a campaign. The KBricks editor can also be used to create a landing page. Just go to the left menu, select Creativity, then Landing Page. Click Create a new landing page, then choose Block Editor. The Choose a Template section will open. Enter a name, click on Blank Template, and select your structure. Once selected, you'll land on the editing page, which is just like the one for creating emails explained earlier, with the addition of SEO and social media options in the settings. You can also use Bricks to insert a contact form. Everything else works just like email templates. Moving forward, you can set the landing page duration and manage privacy-related details. Finally, choose whether to publish your landing page or simply save the template without publishing. In this tutorial, we'll see how to view statistics in inTouch. After logging in, open the left-hand menu, select Stats, and choose the channel you want to analyze. If you click on SMS RCS, you'll access the general overview, where you can find your campaigns, aggregated data, and a performance chart. In the account sending section, you can filter and view data specifically related to messages sent from your account. In aggregated data, once the filters are applied, you'll see the total number of messages sent. The campaigns section lets you monitor each campaign individually. By clicking View, you'll access the detailed report. In the A/B test section, you'll see test results if the feature is active on your inTouch profile. You can also search for specific recipients in the Single Recipient section. Finally, by clicking on Received SMS RCS, you'll view data related to the replies received. In all sections, you can download a full report of the statistics by clicking Export. The second channel is Email, with 6 sections similar to those for SMS RCS: Overview, Account Sendings, Aggregated Data, Campaigns, A/B Test, and Single Recipients. The third channel is Landing Page. Click the corresponding button to open the list of available landing pages. Select one and click View to access its overview. You can analyze the click map to see which content drew the most attention, geolocation to find out where it was viewed from, devices to learn which types of devices were used, call to action to assess which ones were most effective. The final channel is Advertising, where you can either view aggregated data or analyze results from a specific ad campaign. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to use automations on inTouch. After logging in, open the menu on the left, select Automations, then click on Create. We start with the first step, Settings. Choose a name for the automation and select a recipient list. You can also apply filters and calculate the number of recipients. Next is the workflow phase. Here, you define when to send the messages, based on a trigger. You can choose to send them as soon as possible or schedule a specific time. In the Start section, click Add Trigger and select the one you need. In this example, we choose Welcome Series. Then, define the field, select when the automation should start, and confirm. Each element, whether it's an email, a wait, or an SMS, can be added to the flow by dragging it from the Actions section into the workflow, placing it where needed. If you decide to send an email, click on Email Settings and select a previously created template. Then set the subject line, preview text, sender name, and sender email address. You can also customize the reply to field and choose whether to enable link tracking. Set the wait time and define what happens next. In addition to emails, you can also send SMS messages. Click on Settings, then add the gateway and, if required, the sender name. The message text, with the option to include an opt-out link. A landing page. A pre-created template. Tracked links. And dynamic fields. You can also enable link tracking using Google Analytics. The final step is Review and Activate, where you can check the summary of your automation and activate it. If you prefer, you can save it as a draft without activating it. Simply exit the page by clicking on Automations in the left-hand menu. In this tutorial, we'll see how to generate OTP codes in inTouch. After logging in, click on your username in the top right corner and select Settings. Go to Service Configuration, then to OTP Service. Here, you can edit an existing template or create a new one to send your code. Click Create, then fill in the fields, template name, type of code, code length, and validity period, in seconds. Next, choose the channel. If you select SMS, enter the gateway, the message content, and add the OTP code variable. If you choose email, enter sender name and email address, subject and message content, and select a template previously created in the Creativity section. Once the template is ready, go to the OTP area in the left menu. In Generate and Validate OTP, you can select an existing template, or click a new template here to be redirected to the settings page. Then, enter the prefix and the phone number where you want to send the code. In the lower part of the page, you can view the status of OTPs created in the past 4 days. On the right, you can validate the code received from the customer. In the Statistics section, you'll find all the data for codes sent up to the previous day, with the option to export the report. In this tutorial, we'll see how to create an A/B test in inTouch. Once logged in, open the left-hand menu and select Campaigns, then Email. Click on the A/B test section and then on Create a B test. The settings window opens, enter a name and select the variables to test. You can add more than 2 variants and describe each one. Then, select the recipient list and the percentage that will receive the test versions. Set the duration of the test and choose how to determine the winning variant, automatically or manually. For automatic detection, select the criterion and the time of final send. Optionally, you can add a notification group. Next, configure the sending settings. Here you can customize the TO field, sender name, and email address, even if different from those in the list. Also set the reply to field with the name and address for replies, and choose whether to use Google tracking. In the subject section, enter the email subject, 2 versions if it's the test variable, a preview text, and optionally, a dynamic field. Then, in the content section, choose the editor and template. Once selected, the editor will open for customization. Finally, access the summary, review the A/B test settings, email content, spam check results, and link and footer analysis. At this point, you can either schedule or immediately send your A/B test. To view the results, simply click on the Statistics section, then Email, and finally A/B test. We'll cover this in more detail in a dedicated video. In this tutorial, we will see how to create and manage sign-up forms and subscription flows within the platform. After logging in, select the Contact section from the menu on the left. Here you will find 2 options, sign-up forms and subscription flows. By clicking on sign-up forms, we can choose between external form and landing page. Let's start with the external form. The first step is to assign a name and link it to a list. Next, we can customize the form fields based on the system entries and available languages, Italian, English, and Spanish. It is also possible to change the design by modifying the style of the fields and the button. In the Messages section, we can set the confirmation text or enter a URL that links to a thank you page. Further on, we find Notification Management, which links to the registration flows that we will see shortly. Finally, we can export the form in HTML or transform it into a pop-up, choosing the layout, position, and display rules. Once completed, in the Status section, we can set an expiry date or deactivate the form. In addition to external forms, we can create a landing page. We have 2 options, Drag and Drop Editor or Block Editor template. With the Drag and Drop Editor, we can manage layouts, content and settings, select the list and associated form, and finally publish the page by setting the duration and obtaining the URL to share. With the Block Editor, on the other hand, we start with predefined templates that we can edit and then publish. Let's now move on to subscription flows. These allow us to manage notifications for the user and the administrator. We start by creating a default flow for unassociated lists, defining the name, fallback language, and available languages. Then we configure notifications for subscription, unsubscription, and contact updates. For each event, we can set up a thank you page and a confirmation email, both of which can be edited using the editor. The same applies to admin notifications, which alert us to actions taken by users. Finally, we can create customized flows for each list, adapting the templates to our needs. In this tutorial, we'll see how to use the new Grapes editor in inTouch. After logging in, open the menu on the left, select Creativity, and then Email. Click on Drag and Drop, New Editor. This opens the screen where you can create your template. First, choose a name and, if you want, a category. The editor is organized into 3 main sections. Layout, where you select the structure of the message. Content, where you choose the elements to insert. Settings, where you can configure both the general options and the options for each individual element. Each element is added to the template by dragging and dropping. The available elements are HTML block, text, GDPR link, contacts, online view option, images, video, button, divider, social links, call to action and map. Each element can be customized, for example in terms of color, position, and size. To add images and videos, click on Settings, then on Choose from Media area, and finally on Upload Media. You can drag the file in or select it from your device. Inside the Media area, you can also create folders to organize your content. Once the file is selected, click on Insert Media. When the composition is complete, you can preview the email in both desktop and mobile versions, hide structure rows, and check the preview based on the recipient's device. You can also send a test email, open the preview in your browser, or download the HTML or MJML. Finally, choose whether to save or save and exit. In this case, the template list will open, or you can immediately use the newly created one for a new campaign. The new editor can also be used to create a landing page. From the menu on the left, select Creativity and then Landing Page. Click Create a new landing page and choose Drag and Drop Editor, New. In the Choose Template section, enter the name. The process is very similar to email creation, but in the layout you can add specific elements such as raw form, input, and select, while in the content section you can insert a subscription form. You can also integrate Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. Next, define the publication duration. Finally, choose whether to save the template or publish it. In that case, you'll also be able to share it. In this tutorial, we will look at how to use the Journey Builder to create automated communications in inTouch. After logging in, open the menu on the left and select Journey. On the main screen, you can view the journeys that have already been created and their status, create a new journey, or start from one of the suggested templates, such as birthday, welcome, or post-purchase. If you choose a suggested template, enter the name, select the list, and decide whether contacts can re-enter the automation. Then click Start Creating. A pre-configured journey will open, which you can modify according to your needs. Alternatively, you can create a new journey by clicking on Create Journey and entering the initial information, such as name and list. At this point, you can start building the journey. The available elements are triggers, which start the automation, waits, which manage timing, splits, which introduce decision logic, actions, such as sending emails, SMS, or RCS messages. To activate a journey, you must include at least one trigger and one action. You can add elements by dragging them onto the canvas or by clicking the plus icon. Let's look at an example. Add a date-based trigger and choose whether the event should repeat. Then add a delay, for example until a specific time range. Each element can be edited, duplicated, or removed at any time. Now add an email action, selecting the template, subject line, and sender information. Next, insert a split based on contact interaction. If the contact engages, they exit the journey. If they don't engage, you can send a follow-up SMS. After the message is sent, the non-engaging contact will also exit the journey. Before activating the journey, you can check that all elements are correctly configured. You can then activate it immediately or schedule its start. You can also pause it. Contacts who have already entered will complete the journey, but no new contacts will enter. If you stop it, instead, the journey is interrupted for everyone. Once the journey is activated, we can view the statistics.